member from Thornhill.
After 9 years of this Liberal NDP government, we know that they are just not worth the cost, and the evidence is everywhere you look. In Ontario, for the first time ever, over 1 million people visited a food bank in just 1 year. That's thanks to the radical Liberal NDP carbon tax. Ontario families say they just can't keep up with the mountain of debt and the taxes that this Prime Minister has poured all over them. So why won't this government call a carbon tax election and let Canadians decide?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment and for Climate Change.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to read an extract from a report that came out today from the Insurance Bureau of Canada, and I quote, "Summer of 2024 ranks as the most destructive season in Canadian history for insured losses due to severe weather. In only 2 months, July and August, this summer eclipsed the worst year on record and has pushed 2024 year-to-date tally over $7.7 billion in severe natural catastrophes, Mr. Speaker. What's the answer from the Leader of the Opposition? Let the planet burn. We won't take this on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker.
I know the member from St. Albert, Edmonton St. Albert would like to pose this question, but I'll ask him to wait his turn before taking the floor. The Honourable Member from Thornhill.
Mr. Speaker, I thought the carbon tax was supposed to fix all of that. They won't call a carbon tax election because they know exactly what Canadians will say. 2023 was the 8th consecutive year that food bank usage rose. By some great coincidence, it was also the 8th consecutive year of this Liberal government. So how many more people need to visit or need to be forced to a food bank before the Environment Minister admits that taxes are up, that costs are up, that crime is up, and that his time is up?
The Honourable Minister for the Environment and Climate Change.
The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the Conservative Party and its leader are not there to protect Canadians. They're there to protect the interest of their friends, like oil executives who attended a special event for the Leader of the Opposition. I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, that oil executives don't come to my fundraiser. I can guarantee you that. But what they want to do is take away, in his writing, Carleton, 58,000 people are receiving the Canada Carbon Rebate. In Thornhill, more than 60,000 people are receiving more money than what they pay in carbon pricing. We're helping with affordability, Mr. Speaker, and we're helping to fight climate change.
The Honourable Member from Foothills.
For 9 years, the NDP Liberals, taxes are up, costs are up, crime is up, and yes, time is up. According to the Liberal NDP's government's own statistics, the number of Canadians suffering with food insecurity is up 111%. Wow. That is a quarter of Canadians who don't know where their next meal is coming from. But there is a solution. Axe the carbon tax and give Canadians the relief they need. They know that 70% of Canadians want to axe the tax. Will they listen to Canadians tomorrow and call a carbon tax election?
The Honourable Minister for Natural Resources and Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It would be great in this House if the official opposition actually worked with facts. The vast majority of Canadians get more money back. We have a climate plan that is actually working, fighting the existential threat of climate change, but it is also creating economic opportunity and prosperity for the future. We have seen over 100 clean growth projects, $60 billion of investment. It's the $12 billion Dow invested in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. It's the Jansen Potash Mine. It's the Soyona Lithium plant in Quebec. It is a plan that is working. They have no plan for the future on the environment and no plan on the economy. Hey!
The Honourable Member from Foothills.
Here's what their plan is doing. The Liberal NDP carbon tax is driving up costs on farmers, on truckers, on food manufacturers, and prices at the grocery store, and Canadians can't afford to put food on the table. According to Food Banks Alberta, use is up 73%, and 40% of those are children. Meanwhile, the Liberal NDP government say, hey, Canadians have never had it so good, while food banks are struggling just to meet demand. If the Liberal NDP government thinks that their carbon tax is so great, will they call a carbon tax election tomorrow and let Canadians decide? Yeah.